we see DTB come in with a swim cap on
and
a mouth guard and these tiny ass booty shorts that was all up in her ass and a crop top with some sneakers. I was like, this is not real life. Like, DTB is a video game character at this point. Like, you are just not a real person. Like, it's giving video game fictional character.
Bro, she looked like a rugrat, bro. A grown ass rugrat with the mouth guard looking like a pacifier.
Yo,
bro.
yeah, she
crying.
Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Locke, and this is
Jessie Strange.
Yes, and today we are going to be recapping Baddies Midwest.
We are back, baby.
Episode 1 and 2, y'all. I already know it's been long overdue.
Yes.
And this is definitely coming out after our Smiley interview. So if you haven't seen the Smiley interview, check that out. Check that out and see all the tea that she got to say, all the shit that we all clocked. It's a very interesting episode. If you guys are new here, just to let you know, we are the Petty Headquarters. We are a pop culture podcast. We cover things like reality TV, celebrity gossip, drama, all that stuff. Pop culture, trending stuff. It's not always Zeus Network. So with that being said, let's dive in for our weekly dose of mess.
Yes, I'm excited because we got the new season coming out, right? And of course, when they dropped 2 episodes.
They did.
At
I was
once.
very shocked.
What's with that? What do you think the deal about
I
that
have
is?
no idea what that was. I was like very surprised.
It's different.
It is different. I was like, I guess, is this like a premiere thing that we're doing now? Like, I don't know.
Maybe making the premiere that they had in LA worth it.
Maybe,
like a movie. It's at least an hour and a half.
Right.
Instead of 45 minutes just to show up to a premiere in a theater.
Wait, weren't they both 45 minutes?
That's what I'm saying. Whatever.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, let's really get into this season because it's already starting off very interesting. They brought back Chrisean for this special sit down with Tesehki that they randomly just threw on her. But first things first.
Yeah, let's start.
The intro.
Yes.
The intro.
I love it.
Short and sweet.
Yes.
So much better. We did not need that 2 fucking minute fucking intro. We did not need no more than 2 seconds on each girl, knowing damn well y'all got like 15 bitches on here. So the fact that it's short and sweet to the point, love that.
The pacing, great.
Already starting off great.
Even the song, I think it's got to be my favorite song.
Yeah, the song.
So
is
finally, Matt Cash did something different.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of saying body, it's a body.
Yeah,
it's a
body.
Like, I'm tired. I was so sick of it. This is my favorite song, my favorite intro. I love the pacing. If you guys are going to stick to the whole picture thing, you know what I mean? It's good. I like it.
Yeah, the graphics are definitely better with the whole picture thing. It's more immersive, I feel like, instead of like a flat 2D type thing that could have been made on CapCut. But yeah, like a CapCut template or something like. So yeah, I sometimes I wonder, like, do you think people are watching this and listening to us or not?
What?
Because how is it that the intro before was hella long?
Oh, you talking about Zeus?
Yeah, like someone from Zeus might be watching this shit and be like, that's a good point. Let's add that in another season.
Well,
imagine.
I hope so, because I have trouble trusting their B-roll.
Yeah, the stock footage.
Let's get on the B-roll next, all right? If y'all taking notes, stop fucking lying to me just because y'all think I don't travel.
No, for real. They may change that next.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Right. Stop being lazy.
Yo. So we start off with, this whole thing. Nat has her confessional. We see Natalie and she's talking about how, let's get this show on the road. I don't need to be friends with you bitches. I need to make money with you bitches. And I'm just like, okay.
I kind of like that energy.
I liked it too. Some people probably don't, but I was like, you know what? let's own it, because that's really what it is. I don't know why people keep thinking y'all are friends. They keep thinking they could be friends with Natalie. Like, no, she never once said she was your friend.
I feel like she's established, I guess now, many seasons later, has established, I guess that separation between you're the newbies and I'm the OG, I guess, even though that's kind of always been a thing. But Natalie, I don't know, never had that attitude before. Like, now I feel like it's a little bit more stern. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually liked her confessional look too.
She looked good.
Yeah, she looked really good. Like, it was definitely giving Madam Boss Bitch. It was giving that for sure. So we go into where the girls are on the private jet, right? They're going to start the tour.
Yeah.
And we see Biggie, Anna, and Tesehki joining, the OGs on this private jet. And like, my first instinct was like, wow, look at them. They went from house B to house A.
Yeah, especially Biggie. I feel like,
especially Biggie.
Anna and Tesehki kind of got it easy compared to Biggie. Biggie really fought for her spot there. Like, she went two seasons where she was like bitching that she wasn't on the private jet. She was with the regular girls. And now
I feel like she was like hazed those 2 seasons.
Yeah, she was 100%. 100%. So like, to see them there, it's like, wow, you really made it.
Yeah,
you really made it.
I know. And so they seemed like they were having a ball in the private jets. Let's just point out that I realized what Natalie was wearing, the Timberland corset. And so someone that we had interviewed on our show previously, First Me Good, aka Sierra Boyd.
Yep.
She is a celebrity designer.
Yep.
Okay. I know she was low-key throwing shade at me because I said stylist and not designer. But I'm getting it right now. She's a celebrity designer. And she had created that custom corset for Natalie. Mm-hmm. So I just thought that was so funny. Like, wow, like we had just interviewed her like a while back. Yeah, a year ago, right? Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
It was a year ago that we had interviewed her because what's his name? One of the
Winnie Stacks
had fucked her over pretty much.
Right.
And just to see her corset show up first episode. I know. Natalie Nunn rocking it. It was like, wow, good for you.
Yeah, for real. Like, good for you. I mean, she's done different designs for Cardi B, like Chinese Kitty, and so many people.
She deserves it, I guess, like, as far as like dealing with the bullshit that she did the last season and what they did to her. So, the fact that Natalie, is wearing her shit. Shout outs to Sierra for, doing her big one.
Right. I'm sure she was hyped seeing that first episode. See Natalie come out in that Timberland corset. Like, looking hella New York. Like, but it's interesting to see Biggie and, House B on the private jet. Mm-hmm. So as they're on this private jet, right, the girls are talking, they're having champagne, they're having a grand old time. They look very beautiful. You could tell, like, the OG baddies, they got to maintain this lifestyle of looking a certain way. They look like that. And so out of nowhere, Natalie, of course, it's all fun and games until she decides to drop a bomb, right? That's just her job. That's what she does. So she drops the bomb of like, before Detroit, we're going to go to Oklahoma. We're going to make a stop in Oklahoma. And, everybody's like,
it's so funny because Tesehki was like, we're going to Oklahoma. And what's in Oklahoma? It's not technically Midwest.
Right.
So she was already like.
Everybody's like, Oklahoma.
What the fuck is in Oklahoma?
Right. So that's when Natalie drops the bomb. Like, Chrisean is there. And, I think it would be great for you guys to have a sit down and, just talk about everything. And first of all, Natalie was so awkward when talking about that because I feel like she knew what she was doing. She knows what it is.
She has to do her job.
Exactly.
And she's like, I hate to do this, but.
Hate to do this to you, but.
Boss man. Is making us do this.
Right. So, that's when she informs her Chrisean's going to be there, Tesehki's like, what the fuck? Yeah. What do we have to talk about?
Yeah.
So she didn't know.
She looked uncomfortable.
She looked very uncomfortable. You could tell like they just dropped this bomb on her. She didn't really know that this is what she was gonna. She didn't even get to prepare. Mm-hmm. Mentally prepare, nothing. Emotionally prepare.
You could tell.
You could tell. You could tell. And they decide, all right, we're just gonna make this stop.
And also, I want to mention Rollies on this fucking private jet. Didn't we vote her off, man? Yeah. It's so funny to see Rolly back and the fans just forget about how much we hated her. You know what I mean? Because they just she took a break. And it's like, The only thing that makes Rolly a little bit more tolerable, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree, she's just easier on the eye to look at. She used to be so crazy looking before, and the audacity to be talking a certain way. Yeah. At least now it's like, okay, so you look, it's easier to digest because like you're at least decent looking now. But it's crazy to see the difference between the old Rolly and the new Rolly and what plastic surgery can really do to somebody.
I know. Honestly, I also feel like a difference with Rolly is that she's just quiet now because she's like, I don't got to do all that rah, rah, rah.
You think so?
She's a little bit more. No. Wait. She is a little bit more, I'm a mind my business. But she's not quiet. She's still the same fucking ugly ass Rolly, right? But she's not raw. I feel like she spoke a lot in the previous season.
And
she was doing
a lot on episode 3 as well.
Okay. All right. So that's up for debate when we get there. Which I agree with you. I'm just saying overall, compared to how much she used to talk, she talks less, even though she still talks her shit, but she just talks less.
I'd like to know if you guys think that because from what I recall in my memory, I think it's still the same. She's just easier to tolerate. So it feels like she's not talking as much because of the subconscious of like, she's not as ugly, in my opinion.
She's still ugly though. Like, you know what? All right. Anywho, moving on. Moving on. I just want to point out that Biggie's hair on that private jet looked motherfucking good. Mm-hmm. Okay. She looked really good. It's interesting because before they head over to Oklahoma, it seems like they made like a little stop and they go on the Sprinter. And as they're going on the Sprinter, I want to point this out. It was Natalie, Scotty, and Rolly. And they're having a conversation. Scotty's talking about ordering some food. And then, make sure Nat doesn't get mad this time. And then Rolly's like, yeah, make sure you order 1 plate, Scotty. And I'm just like, y'all are so stupid for that. And it makes me wonder about that scene because, everybody was saying that's why they fought in Jamaica because she ordered more than 1 plate, even though people were saying like there was underlying tones of it being about the CEO. So it was just interesting that scene was in just input. Like it was there. And I'm like, are you trying to prove it to us? Like, I don't really know. It was just a small scene. It was a small scene. And I was like, was that shade about something else or about what actually happened? I don't know.
I think it's one of those sarcastic things where it's like, it's an inside joke between, I guess, the show and the thing that they portray.
It was given that.
So every time they mention it, they're like, yeah, don't forget. You know, I don't think it's true, though. I still think there was something deeper than just a food.
Mm-hmm, for sure. So then they get to Oklahoma and, Tesehki has her sit down with Biggie and Anna first before even getting to this dinner.
I want to talk about why weren't Biggie and Anna allowed to be there, but yet the other girls were allowed to be there for the sit down.
They weren't there for the sit down. They were there for the dinner, and then they left. And then Chrisean, I agree. It was a little weird.
Why not them too? They could have left. Biggie and Anna could have left. With everybody else. It's not like they were gonna. But I just didn't understand why they weren't allowed to go. Period.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know. I noticed that too. But I don't know what the issue was.
And I can imagine what it's like to be Tesehki because you're cool with Jayla. You work with Jayla. Yet Jayla's sitting over here acting like she's the older sister when it's like you have a biased look towards my sister. Yeah. And I'm putting myself as the older sister here. I was betrayed by my sister. She got
her jumped.
And then it's like, I get that you like my sister, but you don't even understand. You never lived with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You didn't grow up with us.
So the fact that you can sit there and even try to give me advice or talk about period.
I swear. And one thing she did say, I'm going to stay out of it. It's sibling stuff. But the fact that you were even still saying anything about anything, like, it's
keep
annoying.
Your 2 cents out of it.
It's annoying. Yeah. And we see her say stuff at the dinner to Chrisean, and we see her also say stuff after the whole incident with Tesehki and Chrisean when they were just like in the room, before they headed out to go out or whatever. So one thing I want to say is that going back to Tesehki, Anna, and Biggie, Tesehki's just like, she doesn't know. She just doesn't know. Like, that's pretty much her energy when talking to the girl. She's unsure, doesn't know what to expect. It just feels very caught off guard. And Biggie and Anna are just basically consoling her and letting her know, like, I guess you have to talk to your sister, but it's just really messed up. Like, the whole situation is just really messed up. So they're just like, you know, we're here for you no matter what. That is basically the overall tone of their conversation. Anna was saying that she felt that it's fucked up. Like, how can you do that to your sister? So then after that, we go into the sit down.
So before the sit down, I'm not going to lie. I was open-minded to Chrisean. I was excited to see the growth. I know she was doing gospel music, or trying to. I saw the interview with that gospel with the church guy. I saw Timbaland, and I was dead ass. Loved Timbaland's remix of her song, the way he produced it, or took that little bit of it and made it into what it was. I was literally repeating it. I had repeated it. I must have been like 20 times because I really fuck with the song.
You really liked the Yahweh.
Yeah. I really liked it. I'm like, look at me listening to like gospel music. Like, you know, it was kind of like very, very, you know, wow. And it's crazy because I'm like, wow, maybe there's some hope in Chrisean. Maybe she's changed. Maybe, you know, because going to jail really does that to people, you know?
Right.
So I had an open mind coming into this conversation.
Right.
And I was let down.
Yeah, me too. I actually thought, okay, maybe she is starting to change her life, because as she comes in, there's the dinner first where the girls get to see her. Natalie, Rolly, Scotty, Jayla. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
And she has Junior or Chrisean. And she has the baby, and they're like, oh, we get to see the baby, yay. And it was so awkward in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie.
It was so funny because Chrisean called it out. She's like, why y'all have me all the way over here? It was mad
distance, yo. I was like, you think she's gonna like pop y'all or something? Like she was a pit bull. Especially Natalie. Like, Natalie was just like, even her body and her body language was just kind of like, staying far away from you.
And can we talk about the shade that Chrisean threw? She said, you still with that guy?
Yeah.
Her husband?
Yeah.
Natalie's like, my husband? Yes, I'm still married.
Yeah. She was just like,
okay.
Right. Because, you know, Natalie just be doing whatever the fuck she want. But I don't know who she is to judge.
But I also found it interesting, the little comment that Natalie said where she was like, I was hanging out with too many baddies, or I let too many people hang around me. And that was the problem. Yeah. Which I agree.
Yeah, it's true.
I agree. Not everyone should be hanging around you. Yeah, you could be on the show, but outside of the show, we not friends.
Right, exactly. Well, I'm glad that she established that type of boundary. But you know, before she even comes in, when they had Chrisean come in with the stroller, they was playing this godly gospel music. I was like, yeah, y'all really playing this music right now? Like, she was an angel. Like, even that's what they were saying in the confessional. Like, she came in all white. She was an angel. I was just like, okay, I guess. I mean, yeah, she looks good. You know, she looks healthy. You know, the tooth is back in. But I mean, that doesn't mean that mentally she has matured, you know. So everybody was like, oh, you know, they see her. It seems like a different side of her. She did mention that she's sober now, that she doesn't drink or smoke anymore. And that's when Natalie in her confessional was like, yeah, okay, like, I don't believe that shit. Like, you can't fool me, bitch. Like, so I just thought that was so funny because I was like, okay, that's cool. But then again, to see like how she was acting with Tesehki, I just don't know.
So you believe she's sober?
I don't know. I don't know if she's sober. I don't know. I don't think so. But
I mean, I don't know, but all I do know is that I don't trust Chrisean.
Yeah.
So that's all I could tell you. So I hope that she's sober.
I mean, she's great for TV entertainment, but I don't know if she's sober. She looks like, in the way she's talking, is giving that she's sober, but
hope so.
I don't know. I'm not really sure, and I can't say for sure. I'm not there.
Yeah. So. I mean, I think the only thing that kind of leads me to want to believe her is because, she went to jail, which means probation. You know what I mean?
Like, you're kind of like you're forced to be
You're
sober.
Legally bound to being sober.
So maybe that's what it is. That's why she's like, yeah, I'm sober, trying to make it seem like
it's willing.
Yeah, like it's her decision, and this is like so good for her and the baby, when it's not, since you went to jail, you just got out. So you're still on probation.
Exactly.
You know, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Same thing with Jocelyn, talking about I'm sober, making it seem like
by choice. I mean, not by choice.
Right. Making it seem like you've reached this newfound life when you're sober because you're on probation.
Which I do want to say, you could find the light because you're being forced to be sober and you've never had to be sober before.
Right. But I don't know. Like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
But in that same sit down with the rest of the girls, she is apologizing to them about how immature she was in the past and how and I thought that was so interesting that she was quick to apologize to them, but I guess felt that her sister didn't deserve that same type of apology, which was, I don't know, weird, but she apologized to them. So that's when I thought, oh, okay, like, you know, yeah, like I really thought, oh my God, like we're going to see these two sisters are going to come together. I was so hyped. Like I was hopeful. And I was let down.
Yeah.
But then after that, you know, she's like, so what we doing? Like, and then Natalie starts talking to her about the new girls. So this is where they intro the new girls.
Oh, okay.
It was like a perfect segue to intro the new girls into the show.
Got it.
So they spoke about the new girls with Chrisean at this dinner. So then at that point, we get introduced to Ivory, Jasmine Renee, Bad Dolly, Big Lex, Yoshi, Emma, Pretty P, Summer, obviously Tommy, Slim, Jaden, Alexis, and Akbar. So those are the new addition to the cast. Some celebrity cast members and like, you know, some newbies. Mm-hmm. Natalie was shocked that she mentioned Jaden to Chrisean, and Chrisean didn't really have any reaction.
I know. She was
Natalie
like, good
was
for
like,
her.
oh, okay, you don't care? Like,
yeah, they thought they was eating with that.
They thought that it was going to be like so explosive. Like they still had beef.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, are you guys not caught up to date? She literally went live with Jaden and they were like laughing and doing dumb shit. Like,
but even Jaden, I think it was Jaden that said that they don't really talk when they're around. They just like, you know, mind their business.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's really pretty much it. But I just thought it was so funny how Natalie really tried to get something out of that for like ratings and stuff. But I'm like, y'all are too late. If y'all wanted something, Jaden should have been on there on South or even East. Honestly, at the beginning, even East. She should have been on there from early. Now it's a little too late.
For sure.
But I just thought that was really funny.
And it's crazy, right? Because I want everybody to really pick up on it. So even when Natalie is telling Chrisean about Jaden, you're starting to see growth, right? Because again, it's not normal for Chrisean to just not care about shit like that.
Right.
And then she, you know, apologized to the girls. So you see this growth. But then when Tesehki comes out, it kind of like reverts back, and it makes me wonder, like, was there something deeper that Chrisean is holding in resentment because of that? Yeah. Right? Because everything else we're looking at is showing some type of growth. But yet when your sister, you can't even apologize.
Yeah, she couldn't. She really couldn't. And so, you know, after there's that intro, then they're like, all right, like, let's clear the air and want you to talk to your sister, da-da-da-da. You know, have Tesehki come out, and then the girls leave, and then Tesehki comes out. And Natalie is still there in the beginning, in between them. Tesehki comes out, and it's just, oh God, you feel the tension in the air and through the screen.
Also, Chastity was crying outside because she was upset, I guess, at the division of the family.
And Chastity is their other sister, Tesehki and Chrisean.
And I thought that was interesting because she clearly missed Tesehki,
right? And
is probably stuck in a bind between the two,
right? Because Chrisean pays her.
So it's sad, and you can see the emotion, and you can see I feel like that was the type of emotion I would have expected from Chrisean. Yeah. But you didn't. No. So
and she apologized to Tesehki outside too, Chastity.
She did. But yeah, so then she comes in, right? And I know Tesehki didn't know if she was gonna hug her, and she didn't. But then Chrisean
she did,
got up.
That's when I'm thinking, okay, yeah, we're on a right, path. There's gonna be this is gonna be a good conversation. So you see all of these things happening leading up to that, where I'm like, okay, we're gonna experience something groundbreaking here, and we don't. So then she hugs her. That's it. Tesehki you can tell she's caught off guard by that, but whatever. Natalie is like, we want you guys to have a conversation, and explains the whole ordeal. And then she gets up and she leaves. So it's quiet for a bit. And, Tesehki is like basically who's going first type shit, right? And then Tesehki explains her side and mentions the whole thing with, you got me jumped and I can't deal with that. It's hard for me to even move on from that, and explains her whole side with everything. Chrisean does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Chrisean immediately, with Junior in her hand, is just like, like what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? What's your story? Like, and it's just
dismissive.
Very dismissive. Didn't want to take accountability at all. Basically was just telling her that, you did stuff too. And what do I need to apologize for? Like, for what? We could just move forward. She kept saying we can just move forward.
And the audacity to deny it. Said you didn't get jumped.
Yeah. Like, it was just
then they go back
crazy.
to the clip where she gets
jumped, yo. And she was just like, you was trying to attack me. So I'm telling my friends, yeah, whatever. Like, that's it. Get that bitch.
Yeah.
And she tried to deny that she didn't say that.
Yeah.
And that's when Tesehki was like, no, mentioned the whole scene with them in the club and how she was hyping her up. And then after that, it was just like weird because she heard you say that.
Mm-hmm. And then also Chrisean would say, well, if I didn't fuck with you, I wouldn't have brought you onto Zeus.
Yeah.
Which I want to I'm tired of that shit.
Yeah.
Because she was saying how.
if I didn't like you and all this stuff. Yeah.
It's basically, I feel like from the overall conversation, y'all heard it. There was just so much back and forth that obviously we're not going to remember every detail, but I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it overall. Overall, I feel like what Chrisean was doing was exactly what Blueface did to her.
Yep.
He's like, he basically would always manipulate her into saying, well, if I didn't fuck with you, if I didn't love you, I brought you out the hood, which she told Tesehki that she brought her out the hood.
Yeah, she said that.
That she stopped dancing because of her.
Yep.
And then she's like, well, that's her basically showing that's supposed to be enough to show that I actually love you.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me because, at the end of the day, it's more than just that, which I felt like every time Chrisean was talking, I heard Blueface.
Yeah,
like,
every time.
Every single time. It was so manipulative.
Yeah, she kept projecting too onto her constantly.
Dismissing her emotions, saying that let's just move on. We don't got to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you have to talk about it. That's the point.
Yeah.
It's to admit when you're wrong.
Yeah. And then even before her doing that whole manipulative tactic, she drops a bomb talking about when I was 7, you made me eat your pussy, aka your kitty cat. So it's just one of those things where, okay. And it was out of nowhere too. Like, again, it wasn't even attacking the problem.
And she brought up Petey.
Yeah, she did. She was like, oh, you did this to me and Petey, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, well, the conversation is not about you and Petey. Petey's not there to say his side of the story. It's about you and your sister. So she kept bringing up all these other stuff that honestly didn't really have anything to do with the main issue. Tesehki told you her issue. This should have been your time to tell her your issue. But instead, she was like, no, we could just move forward. Then brought up other stuff with other people. Then brought up other stuff to Chastity. Like, then said, oh, I still put you on. That doesn't mean I didn't like you. Like, it's just weird. And then talk about Black families don't want to talk about nothing. But then you're doing the exact same thing, not talking about anything.
Exactly.
You just want to dismiss the shit because you know what you did was fucked up.
And it makes you look bad on TV. And Chrisean knows that her reputation online is important.
So she's just gonna, but I feel like she would get more respect if she was honest and took accountability and apologized to her sister, and if they made up. The fact that she did all of that, it's just not good.
And I don't want to take away from the fact that, she did accuse Tesehki of, doing these things from her. And she's not the only one. She's absolutely correct. Petey went online and has been talking about it for a long time. It's not the first time that we've heard about it. Petey's been talking and outspoken about it for a bit now. And, to say that it couldn't be a thing, I can't say that. I've never grew up with them. I don't know these people. So I don't ever want to deny that anybody could have been a victim. But I do want to point out that, Chrisean and Tesehki are very close in age.
Right.
So if Chrisean was 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tesehki
was 12.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 5 years. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Tesehki was 12. She was also a kid. So I feel like people are not focusing on the real people who are the problem, which is the adults in their family.
Like, where did they learn that from?
Look at their mother.
And how can you be, focused and responsible and be there for your kid and protect your kid when you're high all the time?
Look at their family, bro. Look at how fucked up they are. So I'm not justifying what Tesehki would have done or could have possibly done. But if she was 12, it's a learned behavior from somewhere. And the people who are the real bad guys are the adults. Right. Whoever must have done something and taught these kids whatever they learned.
Right. And I feel like that's a good point to bring up because no one's talking about that. And I feel like that is something that needs to be talked about as well. Honestly, I don't think their sit down should have been on TV, but I know Tesehki made a claim that like, no, you embarrassed me on TV, so fuck it. It's going to be on TV. Everything was already on TV anyway, right? But I just feel like this is something that's just going to take a long time. It's probably going to take years of therapy. Honestly. And not only with just them, with the whole fucking family. Because if Petey's saying something and he's not there to say anything, what do you have to say too? Like, we need everybody to sit down and talk about this shit. And even for Chastity, at some point towards the end, Tesehki is getting fed up because she keeps bringing up her issue. And Chrisean just keeps dismissing it. She was calm for most of it. I give her props. But at some point, she just starts crying and she gets up and leaves because it's like, I'm not doing this. This is too much. You got the baby. It's too much. And obviously, she want to hit her. But she's not going to. The baby's there. And that's another reason. I feel like Chrisean bought that baby on purpose. And, as she's gone outside, Chrisean is popping her shit, talking about, you see, she got riled up, not me. Again, manipulating the situation, talking about how she's healed. That's why she don't cry. That's why she don't got no emotions. I'm like, what does that even mean? And I feel like Chastity knows something deep in her heart. There are certain things that are not true that Chrisean is saying, because that was the look. That was the energy. Like, even her trying to reason with her and be like, yeah, but maybe you shouldn't do this or say that. And then Chrisean's like, what? No, like, what you mean? Like,
well, Chastity went online actually after the show aired and cleared the air and said that despite her needing the money from Chrisean, no money could make her spread the lies that Tesehki did anything to Chrisean. And she stood for Tesehki at that. She said, I can't stay shut. And actually went online and clarified that it's not true what Chrisean said about Tesehki.
Well, is she still working for Chrisean? Or
I don't know much about that shit. I stay away from Chrisean, honestly, because when she said all that, right, I thought it was fucked up because, you brought up the point where Tesehki was like, she embarrassed me in public, so we should be having this conversation in public. I agree, but the problem here is that it's been a year. Tesehki has been in the limelight since Baddies East. And when you're in that limelight, like when you're in that production, in that life, it's a very, very fast life. And you don't have time to sit there and sit in your house and really dissect and let everything settle in. So for her, it's like, it's too soon. But it's been a year of you not sitting down with those emotions, a year in Hollywood fast life where things are just going so fast and there's so much things going on that you don't have time to really sit down and feel what you felt. I'm just saying, so for that moment, you're seeing for the first time Tesehki having to sit down and really talk to Chrisean, and she did hold her patience. Like, she really was very patient about, Chrisean, because Chrisean wasn't being receptive at all. And then Chrisean saying, I'm so healed that I don't cry, was the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm so healed, God got it is crazy. Because God knows that, he gave us emotions for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so ignorant. And it's one of those people that when they've done so much fucked up things in life that they steer to God, that they just would rather forget their life and just start this new one devoted to God without confronting all the sins they have done.
Yep.
And I don't like that, because just because you see God now doesn't mean that you've been forgiven or that he's giving you grace for the sins you've done prior to that.
Did you even repent, or you just want to move forward now that you got God? Like, what the fuck?
I just don't see any growth at all, and it shows. All I saw was Blueface. It made me, because I said to her, I was like...
I saw Blueface immediately.
I said to Tiana, I was like, it makes me sad because I had faith that she wouldn't go back to Blueface after this, but after seeing this conversation...
she's going back.
I'm 100% sure she's going to go back to Blueface because she still has those tendencies of being so manipulative, not growing, not wanting to confront her past.
Yeah.
Even if it was about, you know, being assaulted, then why haven't you gone to therapy and talked about it? It was only they only sat down because of the money.
Right.
And supposedly, there's two different versions of this, but supposedly, Chrisean had hit up Lemmy when she got out of jail because she wanted money to have this sit down. But according to Chrisean, Lemmy was trying to reach out to her through a third person. So I don't know who reached out to who, but the point is, y'all only sat down because of money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the devil's work, girl.
No, for real.
It ain't God. And you know what? She want to talk about God. God, you know what? God has a way of showing the truth. And I feel like everyone who watched those 2 episodes that night saw the truth.
But you also, there are still some people that are a little, you know, sheep-like and still feel like, no, I believe Chrisean and all this stuff.
You know why? Because they're Chriseanimals, okay? They're the same people justifying her smoking and drinking while she was pregnant.
And she tried to lie about that too with her sit down with Tesehki when 9 times out of 10, Zeus literally showed everything that you did. Like, there's a reason why people were upset with Lemmy, aka Zeus Network, because they showed her smoking and drinking while pregnant. This was a whole thing on social media. So for her to sit there and say and lie and say, I never did that, was crazy. And Tesehki was like, no, you did. What are you talking about? And I'm like, wow, it's interesting. If we didn't have the show that she was crazy in love, you wouldn't have seen this shit.
So if she's lying about things that we can find online, how do I know that she's not lying about other things?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That part. And it's like, again, going back to what you said, no one wants to take away like someone's experience of really being a victim. No one's taken away from that. But, you know, it's not far-fetched considering the stuff that we've seen before. Hope it's not. Hope that's just not a lie. And that's a crazy lie.
And it pissed me off for her to deny the drinking and smoking. She said it was water. Bitch, your kid is 1 year old. The fact that he cannot hold his head up, the fact that he can barely move, his one arm is immobile, it breaks my fucking heart. Mm-hmm. The fact that he didn't get like that because you drank water, bitch. Stop fucking lying. I can't stand that. And the fact that people went online to justify, well, she kept saying that she was going to abort the baby, but then by the time she was trying to abort it, it was, I don't give a fuck. The fact that you were pregnant, wanting to abort it or not, the fact that you were pregnant and still drank and smoked shows the amount of selfishness that you hold within you. Yeah. The same selfishness that you see when you're talking about your sister.
Right. And let's just not forget, like, I feel like every time before that when she talked about Tesehki, it just sounded like jealousy. Like, even that time when Baddies East was airing and Tesehki didn't want to hit Anna and Vicky for Chrisean, you know, Blueface tweeted, oh, Tesehki a real one. Why did Chrisean tweet back, a little baby a real one, to try to make him jealous?
That's true.
Why are you trying to make him jealous? He's talking about your sister, not another random bitch that he's fucking. Like, that's your fucking sister. So it's just weird to see all of these patterns. It just makes me wonder, like, what is this really about? And even Tesehki was asking her, what's the issue? If I did something, please tell me. She was not saying anything.
She wasn't saying nothing.
And this should have been the time for you to say what it was.
She's going around in circles.
So you guys could apologize to each other.
And then the only time she ended up talking was when Tesehki left.
Exactly.
Then all of a sudden you got details.
Talking so much about how, Tesehki stole Chastity's man, like all this shit. I was like, oh my God, all this stuff.
And Tesehki went online to also deny that she stopped stripping way before all that stuff or whatever.
Yeah, it really sounded like Blueface, yo. I was listening to her and I saw Blueface. I was like, y'all deserve each other. You guys are made for each other. For true love. True love. That's the one for you.
And then she's like, I'm excited. I have my own show now. What is it? The show that she's
the God show, right? Gospel?
Whatever.
It's
church
a Christian show, yeah.
That she has, that she's making right now with Zeus. And I'm not going to lie to you, call me a hater, but I really don't wish any type of success for Chrisean because, you know, she's fucked up at the end of the day. Like, I feel like I don't like people who push the narrative of God and use his name.
I hate that.
When you're not a good person. Yes, you can have a past of sins, but you have to confront those before you can move on to be a good servant of God, to be a pure-hearted person of God. And I just feel like, like she said, God will show, God prevails. Yeah. And I feel like it'll show how much of a fucked up person Chrisean still is.
Yeah. And so obviously this trickles on into the next episode 2, where we're still seeing this happening. And at some point, going back to you mentioning the money, how she hit up Lemmy, or he hit her up after she got out, she makes a comment and she says, shit gets weird when money's involved. And I'm like, it's interesting you're saying that shit gets weird when money's involved, but didn't you do this for the money?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. She was projecting the entire fucking time. The entire time. Shit got weird when your sister first got on Baddies East. And you brought her in because when money was involved, you brought her in, but then because she didn't want to bark when you told her to bark, all of a sudden, you're not my sister, I'm gonna get you jumped. You're the one that acted weird first. Well, all that is because I put you on, and what is that? Money. You know what I'm saying? You're projecting,
Keep
bro.
going back to the same thing.
She's such a little sister. And I understand Tesehki's frustration because, it makes me want to slap the shit out of you, bitch. Like, let's fucking fight. And you're lucky that Junior was there, for real. I'm telling you, she's smart. Chrisean's smart. She brought Junior there on purpose. She's smart and manipulative because she strategically did that. Talking about, I'm babysitting my kid. You left Marsh with the kid for fucking 4 months while you were gone in jail. What's the issue?
I really definitely think that was strategy bringing
She's
Junior.
a professional victimizer. She loves to victimize herself.
Yeah, she does. And we see that a lot. So Tesehki storms off. She's crying, Biggie and Anna, they're outside. I think the rest of the girls are outside,
Yeah,
right?
they were outside.
And she's just crying, talking about
Biggie and Anna were not outside.
They weren't? I could have sworn they were there.
Just the OGs were.
Just the OGs. Okay, well, she's crying, everybody's trying to comfort her, and she's like, fuck you, I'm suing you for defamation and all this stuff. And again, you can see that the wound got opened up again. Like, it just opened up again, and she's not healed. It's not fully healed. It's just patched up, and then it just tore open again. And it was just sad to see. It broke my heart because I'm like, I know what that feels like. Like, you don't want to feel like that. And, it's just a lot.
And it made me sad because Tesehki's like, this is what happens when you're the strong one.
Yeah.
No one asks how you're doing. Is basically what she was saying.
And that's what made me really sad too, like, about that part, because it's true.
Yeah, it is true. And, to hear that, because I know during the conversation she mentioned about how Tesehki was the one who had the big house. Tesehki was the one who housed everybody.
Yeah.
When their mother couldn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine putting myself in her shoes, like
you took care of everybody.
And the disrespect that you get, or, you first time, let's just say, even if that happened, right? Like, but why is this the first time I'm hearing about it?
Yeah.
If you held supposedly so much resentment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And people do argue and say she went on live and cried about it too, like, years ago.
To Chrisean?
Chrisean, yes.
If they made the assumption that that's what she was talking about. They don't know what she was exactly talking about.
She said her sister, Tesehki.
Yeah, but not about the allegations. I believe somebody mentioned that it was something else, but people are twisting it to seem like it was about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's weird. And I feel like we didn't need this.
No.
We really didn't need this on the show.
You know what it was?
Yeah.
Typical Zeus.
Yeah.
Exploiting a family.
Of course.
For money and views.
Of course. And I mean, it's cool to see Chrisean again, but it was just everything with, I don't think we needed this.
I'm not going to lie.
This could have been kept away, like a deleted scene or something. I don't know. We didn't need this.
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't miss Chrisean. I don't care. I don't. I feel like now that she has the baby everywhere, it's such a sad reminder of what people allowed. People just, bystanders, including myself, looking at this. And that's why I stopped watching Crazy in Love, because it was just such a demonic thing to see someone literally abuse their child and then sit there and and hold this child in your hand in front of all these cameras, knowing he needs special attention, and yet you're not doing what you need to do as a mother to take care of this child. He is just a prop to you. Someone save Junior. No, I'm not joking. It breaks my heart, and that's why I get so passionate. That's why I don't give a fuck if Chrisean's out. I was actually hoping that she'd stay in, because that kid was probably better off with someone who can actually take care of them, not Marsh. Give him to someone who has the time. The time. This kid is fucked up. He has no motor skills. It's child abuse.
It's really sad.
It's so sad. It breaks my heart, bro. And then it's like she's holding him like it's a prop, bro. And it's so sad. Chrisean Jr. is a human being who deserves special attention. Don't treat him like that, bro. I get upset.
So moving on, we then go into the next scene where the girls decide to meet up with DTB. They go to this area. I guess they get a little bit of food. I don't even know. Yeah, I think they're eating a little. Yeah, they are. They went to the spot to go eat a little bit.
DTB was like, yeah, I'm going to eat.
Yeah, because I know I don't eat. Right. You know you're not going to get no food. So, they meet up with her, and, Natalie says that she's going to give DTB a chain and all this stuff. She's talking about that. This is where they invite Akbar and Jaden, and we get to see Akbar. Akbar was previously on Love and Hip Hop, but she's always in the media. I don't know, popping shit. Like every time I see her on a blog page, she's always saying some controversial shit. I mean, we did cover her once when she said something about P. Diddy.
Oh, yeah?
She had mentioned something about P. Diddy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we literally read the receipt.
I don't remember. I don't know who the fuck Akbar is.
But yeah, anywho, she had something to say about it.
I know you're excited to see Jaden.
I am excited to see Jaden. This is where Jaden comes in.
Yeah,
they
sing
do
a little
the intro.
song.
I mean, I don't really do all that, but one of the things that we did notice was that each time they introed each girl, they played their music.
Yes.
Which I thought was really interesting.
I really liked that.
Yeah, they played Tesehki's music, they played Biggie, Anna, they played even the newbies' music too. Like when they were introing them, I was like, oh, this is cute. I like how y'all are doing that.
As they should.
Right.
It's the least they could do for all the bullshit they go through in that house.
Right. So I thought that was pretty cool. Of course, they played I'm a bad little bitch, not like a Barbie. And cut it. Hello, motherfucker.
See, I knew you wanted to do it. I knew you wanted to do it.
Motherfucker. So whatever. I'm excited to see Jaden. I feel like she is really chill. Like she just don't give a fuck about nothing. So this is exciting to see her on the show. So then, they're talking. Natalie is recapping the whole fight with Tesehki. Diamond makes sure to say she's not trying to fight Tesehki anymore. She been there, did that. It's done. That's it. Still don't got the tooth. And yeah.
I was going to say, shout out to DTB for showing up with no tooth.
No, for real.
She didn't even have time
She didn't have time. No, because she had the bookings and then boom, she was brought back and then they're filming. So there's not much time to even get it done. I'm sure she got it done now, though.
Yeah, now she got it done.
But Natalie's recapping it, talking about, I found the tooth. I found the tooth.
In my boot.
Yo, she was doing a lot talking about how she found that tooth. I was like, girl, okay, we get it. We get it. Like,
but DTB is a good sport. Because she was just like, she knew what it was. She's not taking it personal. Her and Natalie are still cool. She knew DTB knows what she's doing.
She does.
Shout out to DTB.
I know. How we go from you're a cloud chaser to you know how to market.
That's
literally what we did with DTB. Like we went from that to that.
I did not like
you do
DTB
it well.
In the beginning.
You do it well, and I'm gonna give you your props. You do it well.
She grew on me,
and that's it. But yeah,
Natalie was talking about how you're gonna have to get
face rolly.
It is what it is. And first of all, I kind of like Natalie being upfront like that.
Yeah, because
she's never upfront. She's just like house meeting, baddie. Now it's like, you're gonna have to fight. Even in the newer episode, she's like,
on the bus. She's like, it's gonna go up when you get to the house. Right. It's gonna go up. Like, let's be real.
Yeah. So I like the upfront part instead of trying to be friends with everybody, talking about, no, guys, let's go for a house meeting. Like, just trying to play nice when you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
So I kind of like the upfrontness about it, the directness.
So then they start recapping that whole thing. Like, how did that even come about? And DTB explains, she said, you know, Rolly came for her about the baddies chain on the internet. So she decided to say, don't play with me, go play with your kids. And that's how that whole thing happened, where now everybody's dragging it like, oh, don't mention my kids. Don't mention my kids. I don't care if you didn't talk about my kids. Don't mention my kids, period. Da-da-da-da. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. Like, nobody talked about your fucking kids, but I guess.
I gotta say that Messy Maya clocked this from the beginning. When it was online prior to all this, she had clocked it and said, Rolly is only picking a fight with DTB because she's setting up for her being here in this season.
100%.
And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And now seeing it all play out, Messy Maya knows what's up. She clocked it from the beginning.
She did.
And it's true because literally, like, there
was nothing substantial or like hard enough to really have beef with DTB. It's giving, I want to do this so that I can have camera time when the show comes out.
Right, exactly.
Like, so I can have a little storyline and that's it. Like, I really don't have
She didn't even talk about your kids. She said about you being with your kid.
You. And it's like, you started this. You started this. So I just...
And Rolly put online her and her son smoking. Did you not think you was not going to get criticism for that?
And then she also talked about DJ Sky being a mom to her kids. But now you want to sit there and talk about, oh, don't talk about my kid even if you not talk about my kid. What are you talking about, bro? Like, this is why I feel like every time Rolly talk, I'm just like, bitch, you make no sense.
But that's what I'm saying. Ain't nothing changed about Rolly other than the fact that she's just prettier. That's
no,
it.
I didn't say she changed. I just said she's talking less. But when she talks, she's still the same old Rolly.
She's not talking less, girl.
All right. So, I mean, with that being said, they eat right after talking about that. And then we go into the other scene where Tesehki is now recapping everything that happened with her and her sister, with Jayla, Anna, and Biggie. And this is where Jayla decides to have this fucking speech. And I'm just like, I laugh about it because it's so funny. But I just feel like, yo, Jayla,
shut the fuck up.
Thank you. Thank you. Just stay out of shit for once. Like, you always want to little sis somebody, yo.
Yeah.
You always want to little sis some bitch. Like, you always do this.
I feel like Tesehki was being nice because I feel like
she def was.
Honestly, bitch, I don't give a fuck what you got to say about my sister.
You don't know my sister like I know my sister. Like, you know her from the show. You did not grow up with her. You did not have to play mom with her, you know, especially since their real mom needed help. So I feel like Jayla was never in that environment to grow up with them to be talking. So she was just talking so much in this scene. I don't even give a fuck what she was saying. I don't care what she was saying. All I know is that she's doing that same shit she always do with the spiritual, mature. I'm one with God. I'm here to spread my message. Like, girl, please shut up, please. She be getting me so mad, y'all. I just be like, yo, Jayla, can you just stay out of the situation for once?
I do want to mention that at some point in this scene that Anna saying the N-word, by the way, and all I could think about was how funny it was to see Jayla sit pretty and not be bothered by Anna saying the N-word the entire time. But
and another thing you gotta clock about Anna is that in that scene too, she was like, I'm not trying to be on none of that. I'm trying to be on, I'm gonna call the police this season. And I was like, yo.
Her and Biggie clearly are trying to be on that.
Clearly trying to be on Karen vibes. Like, hello, 911. Like,
I'm tiny, but I can run my mouth.
Right.
It was the N-word for me because how much backlash did we get you know what I'm saying? How much people had their opinions on Latinos being able to say it and this and that, but then what? Anna's just sitting there saying the N-word relentlessly in front of Jayla, and then all of a sudden it's okay, right? And fuck y'all. Like, at the end of the day, y'all just had a problem with Gretch. Y'all like Anna, so y'all gonna allow her to say it. Keep that same fucking energy. That shit pissed me off. Oh, Jayla sitting there just like nothing. Like she ain't hear it. Like, you fucking hypocritical bitch.
It's so funny. And you know what's crazy too? Like, in the midst of them being in this room as well, Rolly is there. Sorry, I forgot Rolly is also there with Jayla, Anna, and Biggie, right? As this whole thing is happening. You know, Tesehki's crying about the whole thing. And then out of nowhere, Rolly starts crying. And I'm just like, yo, leave it to Rolly to really make every situation about her. She did it when Smiley had a seizure.
Yep.
And she's doing it now with Chrisean and Tesehki and their whole storyline and situation and real, genuine, trauma.
And then she does it again in this last episode.
Yes, she did it again in the last episode. And I'm like, yo, this bitch really makes everything about her. It's like uncanny at this point. Like, I can't. So she starts crying. Then she starts talking about, again, the whole situation with DTB and then her kid. And then, don't do that because da-da-da-da-da. And I understand what you're saying about being strong and nobody's there for you, because Tesehki was saying how, like, this is why I know how to fight so well, because I experienced certain things growing up and I had to defend myself, right? And she doesn't talk about those things. Mm-hmm. And I feel like people that really go through that don't want to talk about those things. So that's another
Especially
reason.
On camera.
That's another reason why Chrisean, it's just so loud about it. It just, I don't know. It's a little alarming because I feel like people that really go through those things never want to talk about that.
Look at Drake Bell.
He didn't talk about that shit until fucking years later. So the fact that, like, Chrisean is so boldly, you made me eat your pussy, like, boldly like that, it feels off. It feels a little off because it's like, usually people that really go through this don't want to talk about it because that's bringing up shit they don't want to talk about. So the fact that you are just so loose with the lips to say that, who says that? It just feels fabricated, but I don't know. It's just everything that we've seen, the patterns, something feels off.
And the only thing that I could say that
and then she didn't even cry when talking about it.
Which is fine, because crying is not an indicator of anything. People who do fake things cry all the time. So
that's true.
Like, the only thing that I could say that is it keeps me on edge where, like, I feel like it could be true again, is that Chrisean's not the only one who said it about Tesehki.
Yeah, exactly.
Ben said it about Tesehki. Like when she first came online, like before, like Baddies East type shit. Mm-hmm. So, again, but I don't know the age difference there, but clearly if this is the same age time that Tesehki was doing it, she was a kid, you know what I mean?
Right. So going back to Rolly, she clearly took Tesehki crying, talking about that situation, and literally made it about her, interrupted, talking about, I feel you understand because nobody understands me. And I'm just like, and that's when Jayla goes into her fucking speech. And I'm just like, why do we always need this, like, just sorry ass scene of like this, like Jayla doing this? Like, I feel like it doesn't really add anything. Like,
Jayla just wants to be heard.
I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I don't know. But then of course, Anna, this is where she interrupts and says, I'm ready to get fucked up. No more crying. Lightens the mood. Good for her, as she should. The girls go out and get ready to go to the bar. And this is where, they're all there. Rolly's dressed down because she knows she's going to see DTV and wants to fight. That's when Tink meets up with them, and she comes out with the energy as usual. And one thing that Tink does say, she mentions that, life is good. My daughter's in private school. So, and I was like, that's nice. Like, I'm happy for you because a lot of people get money and don't even help their fucking kids. So I'm glad that she's doing something to help her kids.
That was a mother flex. Which was cool because she's like, yeah, life is good. Got my kid in private school is a flex, because private school is not cheap.
It's not.
But shout out to Tink for being a mom, doing her thing.
For real. And I was like, I respect that because there's a lot of people that get money and don't spend it on their fucking kids. They rather spend it on materials and not actually bettering the life of their kids. Mm-hmm. So, or moving them and their kids to a bigger house. Mm-hmm. They rather stay in a tiny fucking hole and just spend money on their body and their cars, right? Or materials.
Rolly.
So yeah, I mean, the girls are at the bar, they're doing the typical baddie shot o'clock, right? I mean, they just did it, so they're doing it again. And that is where at the end we see DTB come in with a fucking swim cap on and a mouth guard and these tiny ass booty shorts that was all up in her ass and a crop top with some sneakers. I was like, this is not real life. Bro, this is not real life. Like, DTB is a video game character at this point. Like, you are just not a real person. Like, it's giving video game fictional character.
Bro, she looked like a rugrat, bro. A grown-ass rugrat with the fucking mouth guard looking like a pacifier, bro.
Yeah, she
crying.
Crazy. I was cracking the fuck up. She's like, why do you do what you do, yo? Like, the swim the swim cap was so extra.
And she's dead ass, too.
So dead ass. Like, the swim cap, oh my God, was not needed, girl. Like, I don't even know. Like, it was just the combination of the mouth guard and the swim cap. So then, she comes in, and of course, Rolly immediately goes to her because you already know what time it is. They start fighting and all this stuff. And I'm just like, wow, there's a lot happening. And then it ends, and then it prepares us for the next episode where we get introduced to the newbies, which I was very excited for. And we did watch that last episode. So great episode. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Which we'll be recapping on
the next episode. Yeah. Right.
Every 2 episodes, guys.
Yeah. Only every 2 episodes. So yeah, I mean, then we see again the introduction to the newbies. We see more of DTB and Rolly's fight. And I mean, and then the girls go to Detroit and go into the house. Yeah. And that's pretty much what we see in the next episode. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on these 2 episodes?
I think it was interesting, to say the least. I think it's gonna be a good season. I am excited to see how this pans out. I have a feeling that I'm not gonna be very fond of Biggie Tink. I feel like I'm gonna really like DTP for some reason more than I do now. She's just funny. I mean, the mouth guard did not have to look like that.
Didn't.
They have cuter looking mouth guards, but that shit is mad funny. I gotta give it to her. She really be cracking me up. I'm excited though to see what's up. I enjoyed it. Chrisean pissed me off, but it is what it is. How about you? What did you think about it?
I thought it was, again, I felt like the scene with Tesehki and Chrisean wasn't needed. I thought that their sit down it wasn't supposed to be had on TV. It shouldn't have, but it's Zeus. You know how that goes with the exploitation. I thought it was good. Everything that I mentioned, I thought it was good. Rolly, still making everything about her annoys me. Jayla and her positivity, godly, I don't even know what it is, but it's like you always want to little sis somebody. It's weird. It's annoying thinking you're holier than thou. It's just annoying. And I mean, that's pretty much it. And Anna, I mean, I think I have some stuff to say about Anna in the next episode.
Yeah,
so we're not even there, but I do feel like one of the newbies is about to be my new fave, Big Lex, aka Lexus. But we'll talk about that in the next episode because I really fuck with her. And
oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm curious to know what you guys think about the first 2 episodes. Did you think the conversation was needed? Would you have done better without it? Should it have been a separate segment on like Zeus in general called like the conversation? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about what we had to say tonight? Let us know in the comments below. We love to see what's up at the Petty headquarters. Y'all are always showing love. Yeah.
And do you guys agree with what we said? Is there something we missed? Is there something you noticed? Something that we could have added? Definitely comment your thoughts below. And I mean, with that being said, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Rantomania1. You guys can find us on Instagram at the Petty Headquarters. So give us a follow. Okay. We release episodes every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, the Petty Headquarters, on any podcast platform you're listening on. The Petty Headquarters, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, all that jazz. We are there. So tune in every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Okay. And with that being said, this was your weekly dose of mess. Wow, we got it right.